Hello again everyone, Edwin Leonard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Venus, sextile, or trine Saturn in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart. They were a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy, so what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, well, if you have Venus, sextile, or trine Saturn in your natal chart, it may be easy for you to love and enjoy, which is Venus, the career, which is Saturn. I would say also it's very auspicious for having, peace and harmony, in your career as well. Now, if you have Saturn, say, in Taurus as an example, that career, maybe one in which you show a lot of, patience, persistence, perseverance. It could be a Taurus-related career, whether it could be geology, carpet laying, doing something with agriculture, gardening, cultivation, architecture, something with music or art as some examples. And also, too, these aspects can be auspicious, I would say, for money, which is Venus, in one's livelihood, which is the midheaven. Now, let's say if you have the midheaven in Gemini, as an example, that livelihood may be tied in with, it could be a communications field, whether it be journalism, reporting, doing something with data or satellite communications, or a position that involves manual dexterity, such as auto or refrigeration mechanics. And the thing too about these aspects is that also you may readily be able to concentrate in, which is Saturn, in making money, which is Venus. So the thing about this is these aspects can indicate, little diversions or distractions in the attempts in terms of, generating income and making money, which is Venus. Now, let's say, if you have your Venus in Leo, as an example, you may make money, doing something with creativity, working with children, cardiology, the military, sports, even product demonstration, because Leo energy likes to boast things up, and they can be good salespeople as a result. Leo energy can do well in sales, I would say, as a result. Now, another thing about Venus sextile or trine Saturn in the natal chart is that it could indicate, laborious work, hard labor, which is Saturn, may be beneficial, to in terms of what you accomplish and your self-worth, which is Venus. Now, I understand, regardless of aspects in a natal chart, this may be true, but it may be more pronounced and emphasized, with these aspects as opposed to many others. And the thing about this is, now let's say, if you got Saturn in Capricorn as an example, hard labor, laborious work, maybe tied in with construction. It could be, architecture, or doing something with carpentry. It may be, something that involves building, in general. This is where it could be doing something with, dentistry or accounting or masonry or information technology, as some other examples. Now, also, too, Venus sextile or trine Saturn in a natal chart may also manifest in really easily being able to value Venus, which is hard labor. Again, Saturn, and Saturn, say is in Aries as an example. Hard labor may be doing something. It could be with the military or some leadership position, maybe something with combative sports, which can include boxing, judo, wrestling. It can also, too, or volatile sports, which can include football and hockey. As some examples, it could simply be doing hard work, with metals, as another example. Now, another thing, too, is that these aspects too could be favorable for art, which is Venus being taken very seriously, which is Saturn. And what's favorable about that is now if you're doing, if you're involved in artistic endeavors, creating art, and you take it seriously, you're more apt to be more proficient in it, I would say, if you take it seriously. Now, let's say if Venus is in Pisces, as an example, it could be art that's connected. It could be abstract art, fictional, fantasy art. Venus in Aquarius could be very unusual, ingenious, innovative art. It could be, futuristic art, or art that is done, on a computer. Now, also, too, these aspects can be positive for relationships. Relationship, which is Venus, with older people, ones that are mature, structured, and relationships that are enduring and have longevity connected with them, which is Saturn. Now, let's say, for example, if your Venus, is in Virgo, one or more of those people may actually be a Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be, people that are analytical, punctilious with details, punctual, reliable, precise, but yet may be pedantic and judgmental and critical as well. And also, too, Venus sextile or trine Saturn in a natal chart may be propitious for business, which is Saturn. That is peaceful and tranquil, which is Venus. Now, let's say, for example, if if Saturn, is in Libra, the business may be tied in with art or legal, matters. It might be something with human resources, or some of arbitration, something that involves negotiation, as some examples, even scale production, I would say, because scales are about balance. Scales are connected with the zodiac sign Libra. And also, too, if there's any issues with the neck, the throat, the thyroid, kidneys, or lower back, which is Venus, it may be less likely to have like a negative or adverse effect on one's business or career, which is Saturn. Now, let's say Saturn is in Scorpio, as an example. One's business, career, livelihood may be tied in. It could be doing something with locksmithing or psychology, forensics, investigation, embalming, maybe even recycling, or something with the occult, which includes astrology. Now, also, too, these aspects could be positive for being able to incorporate, talents and abilities, which is Venus. It could be with one's business, the career, even mathematical skills, or doing things that are, involve structure, which is Saturn. Now, let's say if Venus is in Capricorn, as an example, that would be very positive, considering, using ability for perhaps construction and building, and having it make that a positive aspect to Saturn, which is connected with structure, as an example. Now, also, too, Venus sextile or trine Saturn in a natal chart may be expressed in being favorable for planning, which is Saturn, matters with making money and generating income, and accumulating possessions, which is Venus. Now, let's say if Venus is in Sagittarius, possessions that may be accumulated may be tied and connected with publishing or advertising, maybe foreign travel. It might be things from a foreign country, or sports, outdoor related items, camping, possessions, as some examples. Now, also, too, Venus sextile or trine Saturn in a natal chart may be auspicious for dealing with legal issues, which is Venus, that may involve, a business or one's career. Like, say if there's some unfair labor practice you thought was going on. It could be with authority figures or older people. If you have, Saturn, let's say you have Saturn an Aquarius as an example, it could be, business may be tied in, with, it could be astronomy or something with astrology or computers, electronics, information technology, innovation, aviation, meteorology as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.